Hi, and welcome to my latest YouTube video on how to check for normality of data for performing an ANOVA test. So whenever you perform an ANOVA test, for which I have a video on my YouTube channel, you can go check that out. But before performing the ANOVA test, you need to satisfy certain assumptions, right? And one of the major assumptions for performing ANOVA is to check for the normality of the data. Okay. Now, when we say testing the normality of data, we mean testing the normality of the residuals, not the dependent variable. Okay. Now in SPSS we have several ways of measuring the normality of the data, but in PSPP we need to go a step further and adopt a different method to test for the normality. So before testing the normality, we need to get the residuals. So how do we get the residuals? So let's go and do that. We'll go to analyze, we go to regression, we click on linear. Now here we select our dependent and independent variables. My independent variable is going to be religion and dependent variable is going to be depression. Okay, so depression is in continuous form, religion is in categorical form. Then we click on save and make sure that this residuals is selected. We want the residuals to be saved and click on continue and click on OK. Now of course you'll get an output file, but we don't need to look at that. We just have to scroll to the extreme right of our data file, our data view, and you'll get this latest variable called res8. For me it's res8, for you it could be just res, because I have other res variables here as well, so it's numbered as res8. So this is the latest variable that we have created, and this is the variable that we need to check for normality of the distribution. So let's go and check that out. Let's go to analyze, we go to descriptive statistics, check on explore, reset whatever's here. I mean, I've already done a test there, so you just scroll to the bottom and you find this res8, put it in the dependent list, click on statistics, make sure descriptives is selected. Okay, we want the descriptives, click on continue and then click OK. Now once you do that, you go back to the output file and scroll to the bottom and you will find these skewness and kurtosis values, right? So skewness is 0.28 and kurtosis is minus 0.77. Now the thing about this is there are different ways of interpreting skewness and kurtosis, but one way of interpreting the skewness and kurtosis is by dividing the skewness value by the standard error and the kurtosis value by its standard error, and in both cases the value should not exceed 1.96. Okay, if it exceeds 1.96, then we say that the data is too skewed, or there is a problem of kurtosis, right? We don't want skewness or kurtosis in our data. So how do we check this out? Let's go and do this. We'll use the calculator. So you have skewness value which is 0.28. We divide that by the standard error which is 0.34. We click on OK, equal. We get the value here 0.82. Now 0.82 is less than 1.96. So that means the data is not too skewed. So we are safe here with regard to skewness. Then we look at the kurtosis, which is minus 0.77, and we divide that by the standard error, which is 0.66 in this case, and here we are getting the value of minus 0.34, which again is less than 1.96. So in both cases we are safe. So the data is neither too skewed and we don't have the problem of kurtosis either. So in that case we can conclude that the data is normally distributed. Of course you can also get the histogram and other ways of looking at it, but the histogram won't, it just gives you a visual overview. This is hardcore data that can tell you whether your data is normally distributed or not. Okay, so now that we know that the residuals are normally distributed, we can go ahead and perform the ANOVA test. As I said, I've already made a video on how to perform the ANOVA test. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. So with that, we come to the end of this video. Hope it was useful. If you found my video to be useful, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any doubts or clarifications, please feel free to ask them as well in the comment section. Thanks for watching and bye for now.